8 players over 40 years old, a Caribbean island of 150,000 people, and a tournament format that nobody has seen before in 96 years of World Cup history. 104 matches, 48 countries, 16 cities, 3 nations. And if you do not understand how this World Cup works before June 11th, you are going to be completely lost while the rest of the planet loses its mind. You're watching Football Atlas. I'm James Walker. I am going to break down everything. The new groups, the new knockout rules, the dates, the cities, and one specific rule change that could eliminate your country because of a yellow card. But first, why should you even care? The FIFA World Cup is the single most watched event in human history. Not the most watched sporting event, the most watched event, period. The last one in Qatar pulled in over 5 billion viewers across the tournament. The Super Bowl gets about 115 million. The Olympics opening ceremony around 2 billion. Nothing touches the World Cup. And this summer, it is happening in your backyard. 11 American cities, 3 Mexican cities, 2 Canadian cities, 16 stadiums, your time zone, your country, your moment. Think of it like March Madness, but for the entire planet. The NCAA tournament has 64 teams and Americans go absolutely crazy for it. The World Cup now has 48 national teams, representing every continent on Earth, playing for one single trophy. Over 39 straight days of football. But here is what makes 2026 different from every World Cup before it. FIFA did not just add more teams, they rewrote the entire system. The format, the groups, the knockout rounds, everything changed. For the first time since 1998. And I need to warn you, the part about third-place teams is going to blow your mind. We will get there. Let me walk you through it piece by piece. From 1998 all the way through Qatar 2022, the World Cup had 32 teams divided into 8 groups of 4. 2 teams from each group advanced. 16 moved on. 16 went home. Simple. That is gone. The 2026 World Cup has 48 teams, 12 groups, 4 teams per group. That is 16 more countries than any World Cup in history. And this is not just about bigger numbers. This expansion changed who gets to play on the biggest stage in sports. 4 countries are making their World Cup debut this summer. 4 nations who have never, in 96 years, experienced this moment. Cabo Verde, a tiny island chain off the coast of West Africa, population roughly 500,000 people. They qualified by winning 7 matches, drawing 2, and losing just 1 in their entire campaign. Curaçao, a Caribbean island with a population of about 156,000 people. To put that in perspective, that is smaller than most American suburbs, smaller than Springfield, Illinois, and their national football team just qualified for the biggest tournament on planet Earth. They are officially the smallest nation to ever make it to a World Cup. Jordan and Uzbekistan complete the debutantes. Uzbekistan becomes the first Central Asian country to ever appear at the World Cup. Their coach? Fabio Cannavaro, the man who captained Italy to the 2006 World Cup title and won the Ballon d'Or that same year. Now he is trying to write a completely different kind of history. And here is a stat that genuinely shocked me when I found it. This is the first World Cup in history where all 6 continental football confederations have at least one guaranteed berth. Every single corner of the planet is represented. Asia, Africa, Europe, South America, North America, Oceania, all of them. Oh, and speaking of history, you know who is not at this World Cup? Italy. 4-time champions, one of the most successful football nations ever. They lost to Bosnia and Herzegovina on penalties in the European playoffs, and now they have missed 3 consecutive World Cups. That has never happened to a former champion, ever. Football does not care about your history, it only cares about right now. Okay, now pay close attention because this next part is where everyone gets confused. And honestly, it is the most important thing I am going to explain in this entire video. 12 groups, 4 teams per group. Each team plays 3 matches, 1 against each of the other 3 teams in their group. 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, 0 for a loss. Standard so far. Now here is the new part. The top 2 teams in each group advance automatically to the knockout round. That gives us 24 teams out of 48, but we need 32 for the next round. So where do the other 8 come from? The 8 best third-place teams. Across all 12 groups, every team that finishes third gets ranked against every other third-place team. Points first, then goal difference, then goals scored, then something most people have never even heard of, fair play score. The top 8 third-place teams advance. The bottom 4 go home. Let me tell you why this changes everything. In the old format, if you lost your second group match, it was essentially over. Start packing, book the flight. But now, a team can lose 2 matches, win the third, finish third in their group, and still be playing in the knockout round. Remember I told you about a rule that could eliminate your country because of a yellow card? Here it is. The fair play score is a tiebreaker for third-place rankings. Yellow cards and red cards are literally counted. If 2 third-place teams are tied on points, goal difference, and goals scored, the team with fewer cards advances. 1 reckless tackle, 1 moment of frustration, 1 stupid yellow card in the 89th minute of a match that is already decided, and your country could be eliminated because of it. Every goal matters. Every card matters. Every single minute of every single group match matters. The margins in this tournament are going to be razor thin. And remember that thing I said we would get to about third-place teams? Here is the proof that this is not just theory. Euro 2016, Portugal. They drew all 3 of their group matches. 3 draws, 0 wins. They finished third in their group, barely scraped through as one of the best third-place teams. And then they won the entire tournament. Cristiano Ronaldo lifted that trophy after his team could not even win a single group stage game. That story, that exact scenario, is now possible for 48 teams instead of 24. Someone is going to do it again, and it might be a country nobody expects. Now let us talk about the knockout stage, because FIFA added something that has never existed before in World Cup history. From 1986 through 2022, the first knockout round was the round of 16. 32 teams became 16, then 8, then 4, then the final. That is gone too. The 2026 World Cup starts the knockout stage with a brand new round of 32. 32 teams, 16 matches, single elimination, lose and you fly home. And here is the consequence nobody is thinking about. To win the 2026 World Cup, a team has to win 8 matches. Not 7 like before, 8. 1 extra round of knockout football, 1 extra game where anything can happen, a penalty shootout, a red card, an injury to your best player in the 90th minute. Think of it this way. In the NFL, you need to win 4 playoff games to get the ring. Now imagine the league added a 5th round. Every single contender is now more vulnerable. Depth matters more. Fatigue matters more. Rotation matters more. The manager who figures out how to keep his squad fresh across 8 matches is the one lifting the trophy on July 19th. And FIFA did something clever with the bracket. They created 2 completely separate pathways through the knockout rounds. Spain, the #1 ranked team in the world, is on one side. Argentina, the defending champions and #2 ranked team, is on the other. If both teams survive their groups and keep winning, the earliest they can possibly meet is the final. July 19th. MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. That is the matchup FIFA is engineering. Spain versus Argentina for the World Cup. And honestly, it would be the biggest football match in a generation. But that is the bracket. Let me give you the dates. June 11th, opening match. Mexico versus South Africa at the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. And here is a detail that gave me chills. The Azteca hosted the World Cup opener in 1970. It hosted it again in 1986. And now it will host it in 2026. No other stadium on the planet has ever done that. 3 opening matches, 1 stadium, 56 years of history. June 12th. This is your night if you are an American fan. The United States versus Paraguay at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. The U.S. is in Group D alongside Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. Turkey have not played at a World Cup since 2002, when they finished 3rd. They waited 24 years for this moment. That kind of hunger is dangerous. June 27th, final group stage day. This is maximum chaos. Multiple groups finishing simultaneously. 3rd place rankings being calculated in real time. Fair play scores being compared across 12 groups. This single day will produce more drama than most entire tournaments. June 28th, knockout rounds begin. Round of 32. From this point forward, lose and you are done. Semifinals in Dallas and Atlanta. And the final. July 19th, at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. 39 days, 104 matches, 3 countries, 4 time zones. The biggest single sporting event ever organized. And here is my honest take. You might completely disagree with me, but I think this format is going to produce the greatest underdog story in World Cup history. The math is built for it. More teams means more diversity. The third place rule means survival is possible even after a terrible start. The extra knockout round means more chances for chaos, more penalties, more upsets, more moments where a country of 156,000 people stuns a traditional powerhouse. Somewhere in this bracket, a 17-year-old kid named Gilberto Mota is going to walk onto the pitch for Mexico as the youngest player in the entire tournament. Somewhere else, Cristiano Ronaldo, 41 years old, is going to walk onto the same stage for potentially the last time in his life, his 6th World Cup. That has never been done before. The oldest and the youngest, the giants and the debutantes, the defending champions and the tiny island nation, all of them in the same tournament, all of them with the same dream. That is why the World Cup is the World Cup, and this one is going to be unlike anything we have ever seen. Now you understand the format. You know the groups, you know how third place works, you know the dates, you know the cities. But here is the question that really matters. Which group is the most dangerous? Which 4 teams got stuck in the group of death? I ranked every single group from easiest to absolute nightmare. That video is next. Drop a comment right now. Which group do you think is the group of death? I am reading every single one. Subscribe if you want to follow the entire World Cup with me. When you see what Group C and Group I look like, you are going to understand why some managers are already losing sleep.